Thank you, Madam Chair and members. I want to also thank the staff for its work on this bill as well, 767, which creates a digital education equity program to provide equitable educational technology and network support to all California public school districts. I don't need to tell you how critical technology has become in all aspects of our society over the last 20 years. And this has created an increased need to support and prepare educators to offer state-of-the-art instruction to support state curriculum, digital literacy standards, and effective remote or distance learning. However, educators in many schools lack access to sufficient information and professional development to cost-effectively plan for and implement current and emerging technologies. Previous state and federal legislation authorizing state, regional, and local programs with sufficient budget allocations did do a lot to help this issue over the past 25 years. However, state support ended when funding was consolidated under the local control funding formula. Without a coordinated state and regional focus on policy, programs, and fundings, many districts do not have equal access to the resources needed to select, access, and implement technology effectively and provide students access to these resources from their homes. The transition to distance learning during COVID-19 dramatically exposed the stark inequalities among school districts in our communities. And SB 767 is a step towards closing the digital divide in California schools. It requires districts to prepare a technology component to their local control accountability plans, LCAP, to allow planned use of LCFF funding to support needed technology-related professional learning and technical support. It provides a cost-effective approach that will help school districts identify and select educational technology applications and devices appropriate for school instruction. Lastly, in concert with the County Offices of Education, the department will develop annually education technology plans to ensure coordination of information resources based on local needs for technology support and informing future funding. With me to testify are Lori Owens, Chief Technology Officer of the San Mateo County Office of Education, Dr. Barbara Nemko, who is the Napa County Superintendent of Schools, and John Cradler is also on the line to answer any technical questions. Thank you, and I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Becker. Ms. Owens, would you like to begin?
Yes, are you able to hear me?
We are.
Okay, great. Good morning, and thank you all for considering this bill. I'm here. My name is Lori Owens, and I am the Chief Technology Officer for the San Mateo County Office of Education, and I'm here to request your support in your voting for SB 767. As a technology lead for a County Office of Education, and I have been in K-12 education for well over 25 years, one of the things that I've seen over the years is the need for not only devices and items to be provided to students and teachers, but for the accompanying information for training. Sometimes it takes actual hand-holding, if you will, to effectively roll out that technology for students. And what we saw with COVID-19 is having to pivot on a dime to send students home to learn remotely. The schools that had already implemented one-to-one programs and had trained teachers and students that exposure to this type of learning were able to adapt very quickly. For those that didn't have that, for our underserved students, some of them, it took months for them to even get on, and some students just never will connect because of their lack of access. Had we had a regional approach that we used to have in place at the time, that would have been so much easier, it would have been so much better, and it would have allowed for those underserved students and schools and districts to have had access to that know-how, to that information, to the pedagogy, to the general information that's needed for students, for staff members, teachers, and in this case, parents who are helping to educate their kids at home. We would have been so much better positioned to serve all of our students, but especially the underserved. So I urge you to please support this bill so that we can bring better equity in the area of technology support and distance learning to our students across the state. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Nemko, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Good morning, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. I'm in my 6th term, my 25th year as Napa County Superintendent of Schools. And you've spent a lot of time this morning talking about the effects of the pandemic and the inequity across the state in what kids are receiving. We've spent millions of dollars with devices, but devices are only as good as what we do with them. They can drill and kill, or they can be exciting, engaging, motivating, and interactive. Because of the pandemic, we have got an obligation to reach out and not just provide remediation to fill in the gap that's been caused by this year, but we need to go beyond. We need to provide acceleration and enrichment and exciting curriculum, exciting lessons. Teachers are not born with this ability to use technology. Even the young ones know how to use it personally, but not necessarily in the classroom. We must make sure that professional development is provided equally with equity across the state, particularly rural districts, small districts, poor districts that don't have the funding to provide their own professional development. This bill would enable them to give their kids what kids in Napa County are getting, because our vintners give us funding to do the professional development that's so important. So I urge you to support SB 767 and make sure that every district has the opportunity to get this kind of professional development.
Thank you very much. All right, members, we will go to those in support here in 4203. Seeing none, we will go to room 2040. Seeing none, we will bring it back to the phone lines. Mr. Moderator, do we have anyone queuing up to speak in support of SB 767?
Show your support for SB 767. Please press 1 followed by the 0. Again, to show your support for SB 767, please press 1 followed by 0 at this time. And we do have a couple queuing up. And we'll begin today with line 41, Madam Chair. Please go ahead, 41. 41, is your phone muted?
Hello, can you hear me?
There you go. We can.
I am Dr. Lisa Gonzalez, Chief Business Officer in the Mount Diablo Unified School District, member of the California EdTech Task Force, and 2017 President of the Association of California School Administrators. I support SB 767.
Mr. Moderator, do we have anyone else in support?
Yes, we do. They're queuing up with an operator. One moment, please. We will go to line 86. Please go ahead.
Thank you for hearing me today. My name is Roland Becker. I worked for the Santa Cruz County office for many years and was a principal and worked in districts before that. I strongly support this bill, as I was executive director of a statewide project training administrators.
Perfect, thank you. We're just asking for name and support.
So strongly support it.
Thank you, sir. Next witness.
Thank you. We will go to line 95. Please go ahead.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jason Borgen. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Santa Cruz County Office of Education and former board president of Computer Using Educators, and I strongly support Senate Bill 767.
Thank you.
Excellent. And we will go to line 101. 101, please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pamela Redmond. I am Chair of Graduate Studies in the Innovative Learning Program at Touro University. I'm also a board member of Napa Learns and a board member of the Computer Using Educators group of North Bay. I just wanted to let you know that I fully support this bill, and I see it as being essential for
Thank you. We're just asking for name and support. Mr. Moderator, next caller, please.
And at this time, we have no other participants queued up. Would you like me to reprompt one more time, Madam Chair?
No, we are good. Thank you very much. We are going to go to lead opposition. I do not have any lead opposition listed. Looking for any opposition here in 4203. Seeing none, let's go to room 2040. Seeing none there, let's bring it back to you, Mr. Moderator. Do we have anyone who would like to queue up and speak in opposition of SB 767?
To testify in opposition for SB 767, please press 1 followed by 0. Try one more time to show opposition for Bill SB 767, please press 1 followed by 0. And Madam Chair, nobody is queuing up at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. We're going to bring it back to the committee. Does anyone have any questions, comments? Senator Pan.
Just briefly, Senator Becker, I want to thank you for bringing this bill forward. I think we've seen in COVID how important technology really is, especially in a crisis like we're facing. And certainly as we come out of this pandemic, technology is going to play a much larger role. This bill is so important to be sure we're on the right track with that. So I want to thank you and also move the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pan. Anyone else who wishes to speak on the bill? Seeing none. Senator Becker, would you like to close?
Thank you for your comments. I respectfully request an aye vote.